Happy summer, everyone out there on YouTube. This is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. Today, we are counting down the top 10 small instruments or travel instruments for your summer campsite. So if you are going to be sitting by the campfire at the lake, at the river, at the beach, then we have the instruments for you. So gather around our campfire as Uncle Chris tells the tale of the best instruments to fill your summer musical needs. All right, so number one on our list is from Kala. That is the Waterman uke. Now these have been incredibly popular, and as you can see, this one is see-through. It comes in a variety of colors, and it's see-through because they discovered a new tree, a new species of wood that is transparent. That's not true. No, actually, these are made of plastic. And the cool thing about them is that means they're waterproof, hence the name Waterman. So these are fantastic little instruments. They sound pretty good, and they're basically not quite bulletproof, but waterproof. So you can go to the pool with this, you can go to the beach with this, you can go tubing on the Guadalupe River in the hill country of Texas, north of San Antonio, with one of these, and it will be okay. If water gets in it, you can catch a small fish, you can make it a decoration, but they're fantastic. They come in a variety of colors. The clear one's cool. A lot of the colors are transparent, but just in time for your nighttime campfire, they also have a glow-in-the-dark version. Very, very cool. They're soprano ukuleles, crash course in ukulele. If you are wanting to play ukuleles come in a variety of sizes: soprano, concert, tenor, and baritone. The soprano concerts being the most popular, and this is a soprano, so it's small and diminutive, and it's not really based upon your size. There's some very, very, very large gentlemen who play small soprano ukuleles like this. It's really just about what you're comfortable with, and these are very portable, packable, checkable little instruments that come with a bag, and they go for about $49.99, so $50 suits all of your musical needs at the poolside or the river, whatnot. So they're great little instruments, and they have a good sound to them. So we're going to demonstrate that for you. Again, a lot of colors, so you want to go on our website, alamomusic.com, so you can see all of the colors that are available on this. So let's check it out, the Waterman Uke by Kala. So the next one on our list is also from Kala. This is the KA15S. It goes for just a little bit more than the Waterman. It is $54.99, and this is made of traditional wood. This is actually a laminate construction soprano ukulele, and because it's laminate, it's going to be basically robustly built. It's if you want to get this as something to take around, it's not very fragile. You can get it for a child. It'll survive what they're wanting to do with it and all of the bumps and bruises that might come along the way. If you're not familiar with uke, let's cover this real quick. There's a number of tunings that you can do on this traditionally. It's my dog has fleas, my dog has fleas. It comes G, C, E, A tuning, nylon strings, and you don't really need a strap, you don't really need picks, just use your fingers on these. It's a blast. Ukuleles have been incredibly popular instruments. Tiny Tim used to use it as part of his shtick, and now people are discovering great players on the internet, on the interwebs like YouTube here, who play ukulele much better than I do, who have composed fantastic pieces. And so we've seen a rise in people wanting to learn ukulele, and it's a fantastic instrument because you know what? There's a secret to ukulele. You can't play a sad song on it. Even if you do a minor chord like an A minor, it still sounds happy. It's kind of like Doyle Dykes trying to play blues. He's too happy to play blues. This is too happy to play anything sad. And so it's a perfect summertime instrument to add to your travels and your campfire ring. So let's check this out, the Kala KA15S. Number 3 on our list is from Cordoba. This is the Cordoba UP100. Now this is actually part of a package that Cordoba has for ukuleles. This is concert size, so it's a little bit bigger than the previous one. So if you thought I had shrunk between takes, that's not what's happened. The ukuleles get larger. So this is a concert size. It comes in a package and goes for about $99, and you get a tuner and you get a bag, you get a chord book with it. I think some picks are in there as well. So it's a good little value. Cordoba makes some fantastic instruments. We've showcased their classical guitars in some of our videos, and they're very lightly built. Their ukuleles are the same way, and they've been very, very popular. They play well, they're well manufactured. This also is an all laminate construction ukulele, so you can take it around wherever you want to go, and rest assured that it's going to be able to take a bit of a beating because of the laminate construction, and yet because of its light build, it still has a really nice sound. And with the bigger body of the concert size, it's going to have a little bit more depth to the tone that a lot of people prefer. So let's check it out. Number 4, we have the Yamaha GL1, and you're saying there's something wrong with that ukulele because it has 6 strings on it. That's right, because it's not an ukulele. Yamaha has outsmarted us with the guitarlele. So the guitarlele is basically a small nylon string, 6-string guitar that's tuned up to A. So if you are a guitar player, think of taking your guitar and putting a capo on the 5th fret. That's basically the tuning of this guitar. And so what's cool about it is without having to learn new chord forms like you would on an ukulele, you can play the normal chord forms that you're used to on a guitar and yet have that higher octave nylon string tone of an ukulele. The other benefit of that is it's basically a small, high-strung classical guitar. So you can play ukulele pieces on it, you can play classical guitar pieces, you can play a whole lot of stuff. I actually saw one of these in a rig rundown that Premier Guitar did once. Shout out to Premier Guitar and your rig rundowns that all of us stay up late on YouTube watching. And they did a rig rundown on John Mayer's rig, and in the midst of all of his effects and Dumble lamps and Gibson and Fender guitars and all this really, really nice high-end stuff was a Yamaha guitarlele. So it comes in handy and should be in your arsenal for only $99. $99.99 comes with a bag, and so again, you can throw it in your backpack, you take it back, throw it on your shoulder, and you can take this guitar hiking with you up to the campsite and sit next to the fire and roast some s'mores and sing Kumbaya. The Cordoba 15CM here, not to be distracted by my ukulele shirt. This is a fantastic ukulele. It's a concert size again. This one has a wonderful, beautiful abalone inlay and bound neck. It's really kind of an upgrade from the one that we looked at earlier, the UP100, both in terms of aesthetics, but also in tone. So the construction of this is pretty similar, but it sounds fantastic. Price on this is $99.99, so for $100, you're taking this guy to the beach and having a great old time playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow or Hey Soul Sister or some other typical ukulele song. Or you could be really cool like Jake. You could search for Jake and just search Jake ukulele while my ukulele gently weeps, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So you can get creative with these things. Just because it's got 4 strings doesn't mean you're limited. Well, you are limited to 4 strings, but you can play a lot of stuff on it. You could play solos. You could... just have to get used to the shorter scale. So, Cordoba 15CM, lots of bang for the buck, really a nice, lightly built, beautiful feeling ukulele. So let's check it out. Coming in at number 6, it's time to tell you the truth. There a few summers ago, 2 instruments shacked up. They had a summer fling. A mountain dulcimer made a really good looking guitar. And from the fires of their love was birthed a new instrument, and we named him Merlin. This is the Merlin. The Merlin is made by the funny folks up in Canada by Seagull. And only people from Seagull in Canada could come up with such a cool instrument. Solid construction, available with either a spruce top or a mahogany top. It's very cool. It's a diatonic instrument. Basically, let me break down to you what that means. You don't need to know much about music in order to play this thing and sound good. So if you're the guy who walks in a music store or the gal and says, I don't know how to play anything but maybe a jukebox or iTunes, you can play this. It's really, really easy to play because it's basically in an open tuning. It's D, A, and D. They also have a low G-tuned version. And the spacing of the frets means that you're not ever going to be wrong. You can make it sound like whatever you want it to sound like. These go for $129. An additional gig bag is available for them as well. You can throw it in your backpack, in your bag or whatnot. And with this wonderful paddle shape, if you find yourself up the creek, you have a paddle. And if you can't get down with it, at least you can play some wonderful music. Now, I'll tell you one of the funnest things about this thing. You can play slide on it, okay? Because, again, it's open tune, so that's a lot of fun. You can make it sound like an Appalachian instrument. You can make it sound like a Celtic instrument. You can even give it a kind of a Middle Eastern or Indian flair to it with some bending of the string. Let me show you what I mean with this wonderful Seagull Merlin that's hot to trot for your summer. Coming in at lucky number 7 is the Yamaha JR1. The Yamaha JR1 is a 3/4 size guitar. There's actually variations of this. This is the tinted top model. There's also a sunburst model. Both come with bags. This one goes for about $135, and it's a great, robustly built, all laminate, 3/4 size acoustic guitar. Now, this has been a go-to seller in our store whenever parents are looking for a small guitar for their children. But we've also had a lot of people who are on the road a lot, who like to go camping, who want a small, diminutive size guitar to take with them. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of really, really nice 3/4 size and around there guitars in order to take camping that might cost $500 or $600. But for $135, if you want something that's really, really, really portable, it's really hard to beat. And it has a pretty good sound to it and great action. Let's check it out. This is the Luna Safari 3/4 size travel guitar. Now, again, great guitar for children and adults alike who want a portable, smaller size guitar. The cool thing about the Luna guitars is that the aesthetic takes center stage here with a variety of different options available. This one happens to be the one with dolphins inlaid around the sound hole. I know you're thinking there's one with dolphins inlaid around the sound hole. There is. It's my favorite. I love dolphins. But there's fireflies, there's a Trinity one, there's all sorts of very, very cool designs on here to meet any aesthetic need. So go to our website and check out what we have in stock on these, because we have a whole variety of these Luna Safari guitars. They have a great sound to them. They're very solidly built, and they've got a nice projection, so you won't be drowned out at the campfire session. In fact, you might drown somebody else out. And I know you want to do that with the dolphins, so because you're aggressive like that, because dolphins rock. Number 9, we have the Cordoba Mini. The Cordoba Mini is kind of a cool guitar, but it's not a guitar. It's kind of a cool ukulele, but it's not an ukulele, it's a ukulele. This is really kind of a cool hybrid. So here's what it is. It's a bit of an upgrade or upscale version of the Ukuleles that we saw from Yamaha. Going for about $279. It varies depending upon the model because there are spruce versions and whatnot. This is the Ovankal version, which I think looks the best and has a very cool, nice dark sound to it. But they're great. So here's why this is a little bit different. It's kind of a classical guitar. Like the Yamaha, it's tuned from A to A. So it's like taking your guitar and capoing it on the 5th fret, bringing it up to that pitch and at a shorter scale. The strings that Cordoba makes for this are specific for this so that the tension feels spot on. They also have a set where you can tune this down to standard tuning. So this could be a standard tuned classical guitar that is just extremely portable. You could take with you everywhere. It's basically about the size of a baritone ukulele. But if you tune it up to A, it's got that wonderful timbre similar to an ukulele. So it's a very versatile instrument that is fantastic for travel and for things like campfires and whatnot. So and it looks cool. It looks really killer. Now here's the other cool thing about it. It's got a very flat, wide neck, and if you play electric guitar at all or you've picked one of these up, it's kind of like an Ibanez wizard neck. Like it's really thin, y'all. It's really thin and really wide, and it's comfortable as such. Now it might not be comfortable for everybody, but if you've played guitar, it's very comfortable. And because of its wide, thin neck, you can get very fast with this guitar. So you can play normal chords, but you can also play some other stuff, which I'll demonstrate for you now. So Cordoba Mini, check it out. Number 10 is, last but not least, the Taylor Baby Taylor, the Skunk Works Supreme. If you don't know what I mean by that, let me give you some history. Taylor basically used the Baby Taylor as a proving ground for some of the innovations that they have then brought to market in their full-size guitars, most notably the NT neck joint. So this has always been a very fantastic travel guitar. I've had one for about 16 years. It's aged really well. It sounds fantastic, and I know you don't care how long I've had one, but I own one, so I'm telling you, it's a really, really great guitar. I've taken it camping with me. I've taken it all over the place with me. There's soldiers who have gone through deserts with these on their backs in the midst of battle, and so they are fantastic little instruments. 3/4 size travel guitar. This one has a solid top on it. And so it's very loud, it's very robust. It really sounds bigger than some full-size guitars that are out there today. And it plays fantastic. It's a Taylor, so what else are you going to expect? They also come with a really, really nice gig bag. It's a very well-padded gig bag, backpack straps. You can throw it on. It's got a big pocket. Sometimes I've gone hiking with the Baby Taylor, and that's been my bag. I'd throw some water in there and a capo and the guitar, and I hike up to a cliff, and I make sure that nobody's around, and I am in seclusion, and I've got my guitar, and all is suddenly right with the world. Well, we hope that you liked our 10 best instruments for your campfire this summer. If you didn't like our instruments, that's okay. We'll still invite you to our pool party. But if you have any questions, seriously, comment below. Let us know what questions you have on these and make some other suggestions. There's really a lot of fantastic instruments out there. But this summer, the real goal is to fill it with music, to spend every chance that you get, whether by campfire or poolside, with your loved ones, making music and bringing joy. If you have any questions, like I said, give us a call, go online, stop in our store, and let us put one of these in your hands and make your summer musical dreams come true. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.